My dad's name is Harris Hussain. Three things? All right. My dad is passionate, he's loving, and he's very driven. My relationship with my dad is very unique. We have been very close my whole life. I look up to him for everything from spiritual, mental, emotional growth. Now that I'm older, I've been living away from him for some time now, but distance does not do us apart. He is not just a father, but a mentor, a guide, and we're both partners in ministry as well. I often think of a story when I think about my relationship with my parents, and especially my dad. A story is told of a man, a soldier, who went to war. And during those moments, a moment happened when the enemy was coming in strong, and the soldier and his friends, they had to get into a trench because the other side was bombarding them and they were throwing bombs, and so they had to get into the trench. And while they got in, they saw that some other soldiers were still outside, and someone had to go and rescue them. So one of the chief officers said to this man, "Hey, go." He gave him an order: go and get those men who are being bombarded and get them into this trench as well, so that they can be safe. And so while the officer gave this command to this order to the soldier, he kept lagging. He didn't immediately listen to the order and did what was said to him. And the officer cried out. He said a second time, "It's an order. Go get those men." And this officer kept looking at his watch over and over again, and he waited a minute or two, and he kept looking at his watch, and then he looked at his watch another time and quickly ran outside and got all the bodies and all the wounded soldiers and got all of them into the trench. And so after everything was calmed down, and the officer asked the soldier, "Why didn't you listen to me when I told you to go and get those soldiers? Why did you kept looking at your watch?" So he said, "Sir, I kept looking at the time because it was only a couple minutes till 2, and before I left, my mom told me that every day at 2 she'll be praying for me. So, sir, I knew that no matter what happens out there, at 2, I know my mom would be on her knees praying for me. And so, sir, that gave me courage to go out there and do what I did today, sir." And the officer was surprised. So many times it's hard for me, it's life. Life is hard for all of us as humans, but I know that no matter what struggles I go through, no matter how hard life is and how many challenges life brings to me, I know that my parents, my dad will be praying for me, and knowing that gives me courage and gives me so much strength to go about my everyday life and do the things that I do, just because I know my dad's praying for me. I have a lot of memories with him, but one of the dearest memories that I have from childhood is when I was 7 or 8 years old, and we were living in this small town in Sharjah, and a lot of kids in that little area had a lot of bicycles, and every evening these kids would just go around on their bicycles and they would just play. And I did not have a bicycle. We were not in a good shape back then financially, but I knew that. But still, because seeing all these kids with their bicycles, I would every day go up to my dad and ask him to get me a bicycle. And I knew that we did not have enough money, but I still kept insisting. So this one day, he just got up and he told me, "Let's go get a bicycle." And we went and we got a bicycle, and it was just one of the great moments of my life. That even after all the hardships that we were going through, it was so tough, but he still got me a bicycle. I didn't know where he got the money from or how he paid for it, but he got me a bicycle. And that day It was one of the moments where I realized, wow, he really, really loves me. He would do anything for me, and there's no doubt in my mind about that. We are two siblings. It's me and my younger sister, and because we're such a small family, we've both been very close to him. But I have definitely had the pleasure of spending more time with him while growing up, because we would both go out together on mission trips every year, and so that's one of the most special memories of my life as well. Yes, I would like to dedicate a couple verses to him on his birthday. These are found in Proverbs chapter 20, verses 5 till 7. It says, "The purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but one who has insight draws them out. Many claim to have unfailing love, but a faithful person who can find?" And verse 7, "A just man walks uprightly. Blessed are his children after him." Yes, I would like to wish you a happy birthday, and I would like you to know that I love you, and nobody can take your place in my heart. You'll always be special to me, and no matter how hard life gets, I know that we both can get through it together, with Mama and Iral, of course. Thank you. Have a blessed birthday.